Welcome to the One World Under Doom. Brought to you by the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to support the industry and go check them out at your local comic shop. 6 months back, the Marvel Universe found themselves fighting a vampire god in Blood Hunt. In order to defeat the villain and save the world, Doctor Strange relinquished the mantle of Sorcerer Supreme to Doctor Doom so that he could fix things and return the world to normal. However, Doom promised that he would save the world, and so he kept the mantle to do things his way. After locking himself away for 6 months, Doom has finally returned in today's story. This is Issue 1 of One World Under Doom by Ryan North. I hope you enjoy. Doom stands before the United Nations, dressed in his shining armor and wearing Doctor Strange's cloak. Doom is now the Sorcerer Supreme and the ruler of the world. He looks at those gathered around him and to the cameras that broadcast his message around the world. He welcomes all people of the planet to the one world ruled by Doom. No longer will they have to be afraid of nations going to war. No longer will they have to stand by while their corrupt politicians are bribed by petty comforts and money. Doom is above money. Doom is above desire. Doom is above all. And Doom will save you, he declares. The people of the world watch and listen as Doom promises them peace and prosperity. He declares that all nations are now vassals of Latveria, and that war between nation-states is illegal. He declares that all people under Doom will be given universal healthcare and access to free education. He explains that all these things are easy to obtain, but the greedy men of this world have left them on the table because of their own moral cowardice. Doom looks at those around him. This is where my address would have ended, were it not for an uprising already being planned against me in Comicstorian, Doom explains. Around the world, various military leaders have already begun to plan for Doom's fall. But Doombots suddenly burst through the door, rushing at military officials who try to defend themselves, though their weapons have no effect on the powerful Doombots. And these provinces will not be punished, for Doom is mercy. But know that even Doom's mercy has limits, Doom promises. He looks around, promising to watch over the world from Latveria, and informs the people of the world that everything he is doing is with the full support of the leaders of all nations. Doom is wisdom. Doom is power. Doom is prosperity. And only Doom can save you. End transmission. Doom finishes before the broadcast is cut. 30 minutes later, Earth's mightiest heroes have gathered at the Baxter Building. Well, people, I'm open to suggestions, Captain Marvel says as she looks at the heroes gathered around her. Tony steps forward. There's no way this is real, he says. But Captain America shakes his head. The new flag flying above the White House sure says otherwise, Iron Man, he points out. Strange agrees though, pointing out that Doom must be using magic to influence the world leaders somehow. Then why not affect us too? Squirrel Girl asks, pointing out that it would be easier for Doom to just take control of the heroes. Wanda raises her hand, pointing out that she detects no magical spell influencing anyone around the world. But Thor slams his hand against the table.
Why do we dally? We have defeated Doom before, so let us do it again! Let us take him down and free the world!
Thor shouts. But Captain Marvel holds up her hand, reminding the god that Doom always has backup plans within backup plans. She looks around, explaining that Black Widow went dark days ago while following Baron Zemo and Hydra through Europe. But now she is receiving a message. The image of Natasha comes into view, and the super spy explains that Zemo has taken his forces outside of Latveria. When suddenly, the world is given another global broadcast, where Zemo declares that Hydra would never fall under the rule of Doom. declaring him a mongrel whose ancestors could never earn themselves a homeland. We now march on Doomstad. We march on Doom, and we will end this ridiculous charade once and for all, Zemo declares before ending the transmission. Natasha tells the others that she will continue to follow Hydra into Latveria, but the transmission suddenly ends. Tony looks around the room. What's the expression? The enemy of my enemy is my friend? He asks. But Steve shakes his head. No, not ever. Never with him, and never with Hydra, Steve tells the others. Relax, I was just joking, Iron Man replies. Ben Grimm finally steps forward. I'll tell you one thing, I ain't planning on waiting here to see who takes over our TVs next, he says. The others agree, and Captain Marvel declares that they will travel to Latveria and deal with both Zemo and Doom. And then we'll figure out how to clean up his mess everywhere else, she says. Sue agrees from the window. Well, that being the case, who needs a ride? She asks as she manifests an entire invisible plane outside the window. Later, the heroes arrive outside the protective shield that guards Latveria. Ben tries to smash his way through, but doesn't even dent the green shield. And now you see the problem I had following them in. Hey everyone, Natasha says as she steps out of the tree line. Wanda steps forward and reaches out with her magic. But she declares that the shield is Sorcerer Supreme magic. Given a few weeks, I might be able to come up with a spell that could weaken it, she ponders. But the team is interrupted by another global transmission, this one showing Zemo standing next to Dr. Doom. Hello again, Earth! Baron Zemo here to announce that I was in fact mistaken, Zemo says. He declares that he has seen Doom's vision for the world and will give full access of Hydra to the leader to help make the world a better place. Doom declares that Hydra will build schools around the world, while also deactivating landmines in former war zones. It's a fake. It's gotta be, Tony says softly in disbelief. He looks to Reed, who has tracked the transmission to a floating city a few hundred kilometers away. Captain Marvel nods, breaking the heroes into two teams. If you're not breaking into Latveria, then you're taking Hydra down. Everyone pick a team, and let's move out, she orders. A short time later, the heroes have launched their assault on the floating Hydra city. Hydra foot soldiers open fire, but the rounds bounce harmlessly off Iron Man's armor as Storm flies in and hits them with a lightning storm. Keep pushing! Take them out as quickly as we can! The Storm Goddess shouts. Sam Wilson tosses his shield and knocks another soldier away and points to a central Hydra tower. That's gotta be where Zemo's at, he shouts. Captain Marvel nods as she fires another blast into the Hydra army. We have our target, people! Move! She orders. Tony launches himself forward. He knows that the door is probably armored, shielded, and defended by magic, but he uses his armor's unibeam to completely destroy the wall. It's something Black Widow told me once. You can secure a door as much as you want, but it's only ever as secure as the wall it's attached to, he says. Natasha leaps past him. Aw, Tony, you were listening, she says with a smile. The heroes fight their way inside, but it is Captain America that charges to meet Zemo, slamming his shield hard enough into him to take off his head. That's what I thought, Steve notes as he looks at the severed robotic head. A Doombot, of course, Reed says as he picks up the head. He looks to the other heroes, explaining that he has discovered a way to see the Doombot's recordings that even Doom is unaware of. The heroes watch as an image comes to life of Doom disintegrating Zemo before their eyes. Holy sh*! Doom didn't mess around, Sam Wilson notes. Storm nods next to him. He took the easiest path available, kill Zemo and replace him with an obedient Doombot, Storm points out. Johnny Storm nods next to her. But surely he couldn't kill and replace every world leader. Could he? Johnny wonders. Tony nods, promising that they'll deal with that problem next. But now, he starts his own broadcast to the world. Once again, the people of the globe look up as a costumed individual appears before them. Iron Man informs the world that Doom has been lying to them, that Hydra didn't see the light of Doom's vision for the world, that he murdered Zemo and replaced him. He's lying to you. Of course he is. He's Dr. Doom. But we're going to stop him. Don't believe him, and don't believe his lies. We'll take care of it. Iron Man out, Tony says. But around the world, the Hydra agents that have already begun Doom's work, building schools and disarming mines, realize that they've been lied to. And they turn on the people around them. Our leader is murdered! The Baron is dead! So now your lives are forfeit, the Hydra agents declare. A young mother with her baby stroller raises her hands, pleading for mercy as she has nothing to do with this. But the Hydra trooper raises his gun. Oh, but you have so much to do with this. These people are your heroes, so you will pay the price, he snaps at her. A gunshot sounds in the street, but the Hydra agent is surprised. He looks down at the hole in his chest in shock. That was a mistake, and it is not one you will make again, Doom declares as he rides in on the back of a Doom T-Rex that roars. Doom and his Doom Rex charge into battle, protecting the civilians from the rampaging Hydra agents. And he broadcasts again, apologizing to the world for his lies, but explaining that he wished to have Hydra help in his goal of making the world a better place. Yes, I killed Zemo. I killed Red Skull too. These men were proud, unrepentant Nazis, and the leaders of a gang of racists. They were a problem that Earth's mightiest heroes have been failing to solve since World War II. But Doom did it for you in a day, Doom declares. He whirls and fires his pistol and magic energy at the Hydra troopers, while his Doom Rex rampages and roars, killing any who get in its way. Back at Hydra City, the heroes watch the transmission in shock, surprised that they didn't see this coming. We just played precisely into his hands. Reed gasps in shock as Doom turns the world against its mightiest heroes. Back in the city, the battle is over. Doom promises to clean up the messes that the so-called heroes have left behind. Doom is wisdom. Doom is power. Doom is prosperity, he says as he holds out a hand to help up the young mother that he saved. The woman smiles and nods in relief, reaching for the hand. And only Doom can save us, she says softly. And there you have it. Doom has taken over the world and has the people believing him to be a benevolent ruler. But is that the truth? How long will it last? And what are the Avengers going to do with the world beginning to turn on them? You'll just have to subscribe to the channel to find out next time with One World Under Doom issue number 2. But if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a like and leave a comment below. And also, I want to apologize if I offended anyone with my attempt at a German accent. I'm open to any tips to improve it, but I thought it was pretty solid. But anyway, I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.